They have the man advantage. Now Robinson tied up by Smock. Here's Mondeau for Montreal. Pierre Mondeau to Robinson. Robinson got it to Shutt at center ice. Now to Mondeau. Penalized player back on. Here's Mondeau. The Shutt shoots. Peters to save. They score! Shutt on the rebound. And Steve Shutt ties the game at 1-1.
But Chico, you know what Steve Shutt can do on rebounds. As Cheevers made the initial save, it went through my mind, that's the save of the game to this point. But he couldn't corral the rebound, or certainly the defense couldn't clear it.
Nice play here by Pierre Mondeau, and you'll see Jerry make an excellent save, and Brad Park there should have perhaps picked up Steve Shutt. But if you'll notice, and the thing to look for here is the great play Steve Shutt made, because he pokes the puck with one hand here. You see that? And just up and over, and there's a great example of what Steve Shutt can do around the net.
So the game is tied 1-1. The Canadians on the goal by Shutt have tied it, and we have a delay because down in the Boston area to our left, somebody has thrown something on the ice, and they have to bring out the equipment to clean it up. Here's the announcement on the goal scored by Shutt.
You talk about timing. If we remember, Boston has just killed off a power play here. They really didn't have a good chance. And immediately after, you'll see there Steve Shutt again, one-hands it. And I remember when I was a kid, they used to say Gordie Howe scored a goal one-handed. I never saw it, but I saw that there, and that was quite an effort.
Well, Gordie's so strong, he used to shoot them one-handed, never mind tipping them in. But Shutt, as you know, Chico, I don't think that, he calls himself the Phantom. He says, I just go around and pick things up there lying around the goal crease, and he can do it, I guess, one-handed or two-handed.
The goal by Shutt is 9th of the playoffs. Mondeau and Robinson assist at 7:01. The penalty had expired to O'Brien. He was back on the ice for 7 seconds, so it was not a power play goal, and it's tied 1-1. Brad Park had scored earlier for the Bruins on a power play, his 9th from Shepard and Marcotte at 4:05 of this first period.
Here's the announcement. They are going to say that Park has tied Bobby Orr's record of 9 for a defenseman. That's the 3rd time in this series that Park has scored the game's first goal, and ironically, defensemen have scored the first goal in 5 of the 6 games played so far. Chico, the word intensity is a favorite of coaches when you interview them in this day and age. It's amazing to me how a team like the Bruins, playing as they did 2 nights ago, can come out and, if you want to talk about intensity, it looks so different 48 hours later.
Well, people always say, how much of a difference does home ice make? And it's something you can't put your finger on, but you seem to be up and play a little more loose or a little intense at home, especially when you got a big, boisterous crowd like we have here tonight.
12:59 left in the opening period. Boston 1, Montreal 1. Gary Doak from the faceoff to Rick Smith. Now to Rattel. Going back is Nairop. He's checked by O'Reilly. Now Régent Houle, number 15, to Bob Gainey. Gainey played it off the boards to center to Jarvis. That's an offside pass from inside the Canadiens' blue line to the Boston side of center ice.
Terry O'Reilly of the Bruins. Oh, what an improvement he had this year. He had 90 scoring points. His previous best in his career in regular season play was 55. That's tremendous. Dryden has really been yapping at linesman D'Amico, feeling that last play should have been called icing against Boston.
Face off, the puck cleared to center. Doak tried to set up Smith. Houle comes up with the puck for Montreal, drops it to Bill Nairop. Up the middle for Jarvis. Jarvis ahead to Gainey. It went off his skate. Smith clears for the Bruins, and Nairop has it for Montreal. To Guy Lapointe. Backhanding it in. Bounces. Peters makes the save, and didn't like the way Gainey was cutting in on the wing after the loose puck.
Good check there a moment ago. O'Reilly on Guy Lapointe. Bob Gainey played a tremendous game in Montreal the other night, and that's almost a recorded announcement at this time of year, Chico, because he has just been a tremendous playoff performer. Guy Lapointe also leaving the ice for Montreal as both teams now make a change in this 1-1 hockey game. A look here at how Lapointe hit the deck very unceremoniously. A good solid check thrown at him by O'Reilly.
Here is Shutt for the Canadiens, trying to make a play, tied up by Shepard. Marcotte clears the center. Lafleur intercepted. Here's number 10, Guy Lafleur to Lemaire. Off the skate, Cheevers out of the net and is able to get it to the line and outside the line, and when the Canadiens shoot it back in, it's offside.
Speaking of those 5 out of the 6 first goals scored by a defenseman, I think it's a good sign Dick, I think it's a sign of the times where the defensemen are becoming much more involved in the scoring, and I think it makes the game more exciting.
Lemaire with Shutt and LaFleur out against the Shepherd. Schmotz, Marcotte line for Boston. Under Brad Park, that puck is. Park holding it there. That's what you call maneuverability.
I've never seen that before.
Well, we know he's a great puck handler, but I don't think he's ever handled the puck any better than he did right there with his skate.
Chico, you just said that a lot of goal scoring adds excitement to hockey. That's strange. I thought goaltenders thought the most exciting hockey games are all scoreless ties.
Well, we're led to believe that by people who put so much emphasis on statistics.
Here's Milbury for the Bruins. Off the boards for Schmotz, intercepted by Robinson into Shutt to LaFleur. Marcotte had him tied up. Now Lemaire trying to center. Park broke it up. Lemaire feeds to Steve Shutt. Back to Robinson. Shooting! It's wide by 3 or 4 feet. Milbury tried to get it out of there and does. Robinson beating Schmotz to the puck, and as soon as Larry Robinson touches it, we have an icing call against Boston. Bobby Schmotz with a little cut under his left eye from that battle the other night with Mario Tremblay. And, of course, he scored the winning goal in overtime in Game 4 here at the Boston Garden.
Talked a lot about Bobby Orr's defenseman scoring records in playoffs. That assist by Larry Robinson now gives him 16. He's 3 short of Bobby's record of 19 in the playoffs. I don't know if you're watching tonight, Bobby, but if you are, the boys are closing in on you.
Here's Milbury. Number 26 for the Bruins. Feeds it ahead to Greg Shepherd. Nice move to beat LaFleur. Now to Schmotz, but the play goes offside at the Montreal blue line. We have 11:13 left in the opening period. With the score, Boston 1, Montreal 1. This is Stanley Cup 78.
Hey there with that booming shot.
Grow with us.
Hey there making that big stop. Grow with us.
Scotiabank Hockey College, where kids get playing tips and news from the experts and learn the good things about saving right now. No membership fee. Just open a high-interest Scotiabank Hockey College savings account. Hockey College, only at Scotiabank.
Come to Scotiabank and grow with us. Grow with us. Grow with us. Grow with us.
Face-off is going to be at the Montreal Canadian blue line. 11 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first period. Dan Kelly with Dick Irvin and Chico Resch at the Boston Garden. Rick Smith fires to Cashman, and the play goes offside. They rule it. McNabb over on right wing on the play was in ahead of the puck carrier at the Montreal blue line.
Well, if the Bruins win tonight, it forces a 7th game. It will be played at the Montreal Forum Saturday night. We'll be on the air at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. It will be the first 7th game in a Stanley Cup final in 7 years.
And O'Brien for the Bruins. Number 28 is back to get it. Shoots it off the boards into the Montreal zone. Riding out of the net to play the puck, though that waves off the icing. Here's Mario Tremblay to Robinson, ahead to Mondeau. Mondeau. Number 6 for the Canadiens. Trying to get it around O'Brien. Centers the shot. They score! Mario Tremblay on a great setup by Mondeau.
Chico, one thing that teams have to guard against playing Montreal, you can't give them that room to move the puck up the middle. And I've noticed tonight, and it was very obvious on that play, that the Canadiens are getting the chances.
That's right. When Boston was having their success, they were plugging up the middle. Here's Pierre Mondeau. Remember, he made a great play on the first goal. Here, another nice move, and he throws it out front. Kind of lucky a little bit because it got in between Jerry and the post, and then you'll see Tremblay let it. You'll see it here. The puck will go between the post and Jerry's stick. Mario Tremblay not stopping it at all. Let it go, and Jerry's screen didn't really have a chance.
Back to the live action, and the puck goes up over the boards at the Canadiens bench. For Mario Tremblay, his first goal of the playoffs. Mondeau and Robinson assist at 9:20. So another assist for the Canadiens defenseman Larry Robinson. Here is Robinson for Savard. Middleton tied him up. Now Park races to beat hold of the puck. Milbury shot at the center. Middleton gives it to Rattel. Down with O'Reilly. Here's Rattel. Robinson tying him up. Now Houle back of the net. Checked by O'Reilly. Robinson took it away from him. Houle lost it to Middleton, centered, but Geeney, number 23 for the Canadiens, speeds to center ice. Gainey with Robinson trailing. Gainey drops it back, and Middleton for the Bruins takes over. To O'Reilly, and Robinson gets back in a hurry to break it up at the other end. Now it's Milbury. Lost it to Gainey. Shot into the Boston zone. And Park gives to O'Reilly. Pass to Middleton, number 16. Here's Rick Middleton trying to flip it through. Guy Lapointe is back for the Canadiens. Over on the other wing, Risebrough, upended by Park. He centered, Rattel couldn't get it. A good play by Lapointe to break it up. Here's Cournoyer. He's upended by O'Reilly. Now Lapointe for Montreal. A bouncer. Keeper's got his goal stick on it. Milbury takes over. Out on the wing to Jonathan. Jonathan. Slap shot that hit Guy Lapointe. Dryden fires it over to Risebrough on left wing. He was checked by Schwartz, who held it into McNabb. Trying to center in. Nyarop breaks it up to Lafleur against Rick Smith. Around Smith, and Lafleur lost control of the puck, and the play apparently was offside anyway.
He dragged it in. He tried to kick it in behind him as he lost control of the puck. We'll take a look at it. I think Lafleur threw himself offside. Here's another look at the goal as Rondeau sends it out to Tremblay. At the 10-minute mark, the teams passed the halfway point of this first period. The Canadiens had outshot the Bruins 6-1. The only shot credited to the Boston team, the goal by Brad Park.
Evan Cournoyer, the Canadiens' captain, over at the bench. Mondeau with Tremblay and Lambert for the Canadiens. Out against the McNabb, Jonathan, and Cashman trio for the Bruins. Here's Doak to Smith. Now to Jonathan. Shoots it in. Dryden grabs it, and we'll have a face-off in the Canadian zone after Dryden handled the long shot.
Well, not a bad playoff record for Ken Dryden. He is going into this playoff year. He'd been in the playoffs 6 times and had been on the Stanley Cup winner on 4 of those occasions.
Important face-off, and Doug Jarvis is out for the Canadiens against McNabb. Puck is batted away by Jarvis to Gainey. Doak at center ice. Now Gainey trying to clear it in. Doak knocked it down. Over to Smith. Smith shoots it into the Canadian zone. Canadiens leading 2-1. Robinson fires it for Lafleur. Tries to beat Shepard to it. Does. Lafleur got knocked off balance by Rick Smith. And back comes Shepard to Cashman. To Jonathan, but Savard intercepts. Here's Robinson. Flips it into the Bruins zone, and Smith goes back after it. Rick Smith, number 23, to Bob Schmott. Left wing pass to Marcotte. He poked it by Savard. Savard now gives it to Lafleur. Lafleur to Steve Shutt. At center to Lemire, intercepted by Milbury. Mike Milbury closing in, and Robinson breaks that up. Here's Lemire to Lafleur, ahead to Shutt, and off the skate at the Bruins blue line. Park takes over. Brad Park with Robinson. Dryden out of the net to clear it around on the boards. Marcotte fired it back into the other corner. Shepard behind the goal, and Savard has it for Montreal. Canadiens leading 2-1 as Savard gets away from Shepard. Got it to the Boston line. Now Milbury, a lead pass that's too far ahead for Schmott. Robinson for the Canadiens. Out on the wing to Lemire, picked up by Shutt. Steve Shutt fires it into the corner in the Bruins zone. Milbury. Now to Schmott. Tremblay breaks it up for the Canadiens. Here's Keeber. Around on the right wing boards. Milbury for Schmott. Lambert bumps with Schmott. Now Jarvis got it loose. Here's Lambert trying to center. Milbury feeds to Rick Middleton. Middleton got it to center. Nyer off at the Montreal blue line. Canadiens lead 2-1. Jarvis fires the long one in. Would have been wide. Keeber's got a stick on it anyway. Tremblay and O'Reilly. Now it's centered. Here's Jarvis. Shoots, and Keeber's got his left skate on it. Middleton back for the Bruins. Jarvis breaks it up. Now Lambert feeding it ahead to Tremblay. Off his stick, and Brad Park lost it to Lambert. Lambert fires it into the Bruins zone. Keeper gives to Rick Smith. Smith with 6:20 left in the first period. Ahead to Rattel. Poke check by LaPointe, and LaRouche cleared it to center ice. Dennis O'Brien for Boston. Fired it to the Montreal line. It is LaPointe shooting it in. Cheevers takes a look and clears the puck ahead to Middleton. He might have had a break had he been able to get a stick on it, and Robinson back to touch it, icing against Boston. This Stanley Cup playoff game is coming to you from the Boston Garden.
How to help provide early warning protection against fire. No two fires begin the same way. Sometimes they start as simply as this. To help protect your family, General Electric developed the Home Sentry smoke alarm system. When this sensitive device detects smoke, it sounds a warning, providing time for escape. The GE Home Sentry system, it could help save your family's lives. Canadian General Electric, working to give you your money's worth.
A moment ago, a save by the Bruins goaltender Jerry Cheevers. Chico, it was almost a 3-1 hockey game.
Good save, and a save they drastically need, because going behind 3-1 is going to be awfully tough.
Here the Bruins from the face-off. Smith to McNabb. Number 8, Peter McNabb. Tried to feed it to Cashman. Risebrow skated him off. Dryden out of the net, cleared it along the boards. Now Robinson golfs the puck into the center ice area. Cournoyer tries to get it across to LaRouche, and the Bruins recover. Number 18 is John Wensing. On the ice for the first time in this game to O'Brien. Got it to center. Robinson bats it down for Steve Shutt. Shutt a fancy move to get around Cashman. Now checked from behind, and McNabb feeds to Wensing. Wensing got it to the Montreal line. Cournoyer got it to center. Here is Cashman. Wayne Cashman to Wensing. Shooting. Dryden, the glove save with that left hand.
That's only the third shot the Bruins have fired at Ken Dryden in this period, and he made a good stop, Chico.
You see Serge stick a stick in there as John Wensing shot it, and that makes it awfully tough. From a goaltender standpoint, you're watching the puck, and all of a sudden you're going to see the stick fly in there, and I think it just ticked Serge's stick as well. And I got to give Kenny credit. He's only had 3 shots. It's sometimes tough to stay in the game. But the one thing I admire about Kenny, I feel sorry for him in one way. It's very tough for him, for people to say Kenny really played well. Unless he gets a shutout, they'll say, well, they got the great defense and so forth. And you know, there's so many periods where he doesn't get many shots, and he's got to sit there, he's got to try and stay in the game, and there was a good example. And then I think of the other side, think of all those Stanley Cups, and I say, I'm sure he could get by.
And think of those 4 Vezina trophies he's shared in.
That's right.
Here is Brad Park on right wing to O'Reilly. Tipped it into the Montreal zone. Nair up to LaPointe. Out to Gainey. Gainey tipping it into the Bruins zone. Milbury. Number 26 back to get it. That's Houle into Voracek. Now Milbury trying to hold it there as Gainey came flying in. And we'll have a face-off in the Boston zone.
One thing I noticed is Steve should be getting a little bit chippier out there. I don't know if the rest of you are noticing it, but there at center ice, John Wensing just gave Bob Gainey an elbow. Sticks got up in the corner, so hopefully it won't start getting nasty like it did the last game.
Game 5. In Montreal, 106 minutes in penalties, the most in any game in this series. Here's O'Reilly. Backhanding it into the Canadian zone. McNabb. Bumped by Nair up. McNabb trying to work the puck free for Wensing. Wensing tied up. Now it comes to O'Reilly. Here's Terry O'Reilly to McNabb. McNabb being hounded by Lemaire. Now Lemaire finally gets to the puck. McNabb still after it, but Gainey for the Canadians feeds it to center ice. Milbury for Boston. Canadians leading 2-1. Milbury to O'Reilly. He charges in with Nair up. They bump heavily against the boards. Now LaFleur trying to get it up. Marcotte held it into McNabb. Centers it, hit LaPointe and went over onto the other wing. LaFleur missed the pass in the center ice area. Here's Marcotte. Shoots it back into the Montreal zone. Dryden for Steve Shutt. Shutt trying to clear it in and hit Rick Smith, but LaFleur had gone in ahead of the play offside at the Boston blue line. Live from the Boston Garden, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Now, Hitachi brings out its biggest gun for the new 26-inch Luminar One color console. Luminar One, the system that gives you full beam color,
full beams that leave no gaps like conventional systems, but put all the color on the screen. Look at the elegant wood cabinet. It's 5 inches slimmer, thanks to our new 110-degree picture tube. The 26-inch Luminar One, new from Hitachi.
The battle for the Stanley Cup, the oldest trophy competed for by professional athletes in North America, goes way back to 1893. This is the 1978 version. LaFleur fires it into the Bruin zone. Schutt is in there after it. Now LaFleur tipped it in front. Doak trying to get it, banned on it, and now Smots, number 11 for the Bruins. To Don Marcotte. He got it to center. Robinson is there, trying to fire it in. Rick Smith ahead to Smots, who's got a break, and he couldn't handle the pass. Smots drops it to Shepard, shoots right in the big glove save. It may have been up over top of the net, but he reached up with that left hand and grabbed it.
Chico announcers often say that. Well, it looked as though it might have gone over the net, but when you're the goaltender, you can't take a chance. You can't start guessing.
That's right. Everything's reflex. And the thing here is Kenny grabs at seat. He's able to hold on. You know, Boston was charging in. Now he gets the whistle, gets things settled down, and that's the important thing there. Not necessarily the save or whether it would have gone there or not, but Montreal's able to make a line change and get reorganized, and that's almost as important as making the save itself.
Bruins send out Rattel, Jonathan, and Cashman. Jarvis for the Canadiens with Tremblay and Lambert. Jarvis wins the face-off cleanly, and Savard has it for Montreal. Feeding to Lambert. Broken up by Park. Lambert racing after it. Gets around Milbury. Here's Yvon Lambert. Centers. Oh, and Jonathan came sliding across to come up with a defensive jam. A shot. And Keevers with a glove save on Robinson. And now Milbury and Tremblay and Lambert do some pushing and shoving.
Referee Van Hellemond has handed out but 2 minor penalties, 1 to each team. The Bruins scored on their power play, and while the Canadiens did not score a power play goal, the play was the end result of what started out as a power play rush. O'Brien on the ice for 7 seconds. Here's that last sequence, Chico, at the Boston end.
Great play by a forward here, not a defenseman. Stan Jonathan coming back, sliding across. The puck's going to go to the point. I guess we're not going to see the rest of the replay, but a fine save by Jerry Cheevers to set that face-off up.
Tremblay was wide open in front of the net when Jonathan slid across to break it up. And now an offside call at the Boston blue line. Mario Tremblay, who scored the Canadiens' second goal, his first of the playoffs from Mondeau and Robinson. His first action in this series was in the 4th game here at the Boston Garden. Now Milbury. Canadiens are leading 2-1. Mike Milbury out to Jean Rattel. Now to Jonathan. Savard breaks it up. In the center ice area, Milbury. Cashman. Knocked down by Tremblay. Jonathan clearing it in, and Rula was batted ahead from one Bruin to another with a gloved hand unless a stoppage in play.
And Senator Ted Kennedy in the crowd, and I've just been told that he will be Dave Hodges' guest in our intermission studio. So we'll be honored to have Senator Kennedy on our broadcast tonight.
You think he's going to be political about who he's cheering for?
I don't think he'll make any bones of it.
Here's Nyerop feeding it in for Gainey. Gainey to Houle. The play is offside at the Boston blue line. Two minutes, 35 seconds left in the opening period. Schutt and Tremblay have scored for Montreal. Park for the Bruins. The Canadiens have a 2-1 lead. Here's Park for O'Reilly. Broken up by Houle. Ray-Jean Houle for Bob Gainey. Gainey played it in for Jarvis. Park breaks it up and gives to O'Reilly. 2-on-2 break. O'Reilly to McNabb off the skate and back outside the blue line. McNabb has to go back for it. Dumping it into the Canadian zone. Dryden is there. Over on left wing for Gainey. Gainey to Jarvis. Doug Jarvis in with Houle. A pass to Houle, and Park breaks it up. Houle behind the goal. Jarvis tried to center. Milbury cleared it away to Winsing. John Winsing for McNabb, and now Jarvis for the Canadiens to Bill Nyerop. Nyerop for Gainey. Here's Park intercepting. Now Gainey fires it around on the board. Wensik couldn't get it. McNabb picks it up for Boston. To O'Reilly, ahead for Milbury. Just fires it into the Canadian zone. Robinson back for Montreal, and here he comes on left wing. Barges into the Bruin zone. Robinson. O'Brien trying to skate him off. Knocks Robinson down, and Robinson winds up sitting on top of the puck, and because of that, they're going to move the faceoff outside the Bruin blue line.
Just had a shot there of Dennis O'Brien. I noticed he's playing much more tonight. He started the game. He's played throughout the first period. He has a little bit of muscle and fire, and I think that's what Don Cherry's looking for tonight.
Shepard with Marcotte, and Schmatz now for the Bruins against Lemire. Shot and LaFleur. Here's Robinson flipping it into the Bruin zone. Smith flips it to O'Brien. Dennis O'Brien checked by LaFleur. Now O'Brien runs at LaFleur. The pass centered to Lemire. He tried to get it in front, but Shepard intercepts. To Schmatz. To Marcotte. Less than a minute to play in the first period. Greg Shepard, number 19. Lemire trying to tie him up. Now Marcotte backhands it into the Canadian zone. Serge Savard. Bumped by Shepard. Gets some help from LaFleur. Out on left wing for Schutt. And it goes up over the glass. So we're going to have a face-off back in the Montreal zone with 42 seconds still to play in the first period.
There have been some wide-open moments, but, Chico, the game really in that respect has gone in fits and starts, and there have been stretches where we've had a lot of whistles simply because the checking gets close and they open up a little bit. I guess probably that's the pattern we might as well expect.
That's right, especially a 6th game like this.